the solution lies in not, filling pothole when it is, completely destroying the road, but it lies in the annual maintenance cycle. We've been doing a lot of work. We work currently in Jamshedpur city as well. A lot of work is happening in North India as well. And the reason why we are successful in eliminating potholes from the entire city is because it's like a annual maintenance contract kind of model. That works well, wherein even a single pothole that is reported by any citizen gets addressed within 96 or 150 hours of being reported. And if it is not done in that duration, then we upfront say that we are liable to pay penalty for that. So until unless the system is more integrated, I don't really believe that this problem can be solved, in a deadline manner. And if you really ask me, I've been sharing that the amount of pothole that Bangalore city has, it would take us at least 8 to 10 months to get rid of the entire, city potholes, and that's the minimum time frame that I'm asking for, right? And let me just tell you that we have the best technology that we've always been using, which works in monsoon as well. So traditional approach will never work. It has to be the most advanced technology. Now when we are sitting in the IT capital of the country. So the technology that we should be using over here should also be the most advanced technology. And I'm talking from that point of view.
Right, and stay with us, Saurabh. Let me also now go across to Mr. Rajashekharan joining us on this broadcast from Chennai, who's also the lawyer and founder of Voice of Tamil Nadu. And Mr. Rajashekharan, it was only last year in the month of December when we saw those floods that took over the city of Chennai and how the streets were flooded, much to the inconvenience of the people on ground. And the government had made several promises. Do you witness the same? Because once again, we are seeing another incident of civic apathy being reported in Chennai, where a SUV car goes into and falls into a storm water pit, which is meant to, in fact, collect storm water, but that didn't happen and a car went into it.
Yes, first I want to congratulate the Thank News Now channel for bringing this civic apathy to the nation at large, because witnessing Karnataka, Bengaluru, the high-tech city, now Chennai is facing the same problem which Bengaluru is facing. It is only because of the contractors who had taken the contract to build stormwater drain. And all these contracts were awarded during the BJP-ADMK combined government in last 4.5 years. And the present DMK government has completed 1 year of governance, and I wouldn't say that they are the best. But what, with regard to this stormwater drain incident, accident, which had happened yesterday near Adyar, is 100% only because of the bad contractors who take the contract. They don't use proper
No, but Mr. Rajashekharan is not much about the politics or the governments. I mean, governments keep on changing, isn't it? Saurabh, because the situation still remains the same. You're talking about 8 to 9 months to get rid of the pothole situation in Bengaluru, and notoriously also known for its bad traffic. Why doesn't it happen once and for all? I mean, what's stopping our civic authorities from doing it?
Yes, I totally agree with you. I'm not saying it is only the politicians. There has to be some strong opinion and idea which has to give an answer to all these kind of issues, especially potholes, stormwater drain collapsing when a car travels on it. See, the life is more precious, and the government of the day, whichever government, keeping politics aside, the government which awards contract has to select the contractor who is going to give the best to the people. The welfare and the livelihood of the people is most important. But these contractors make money and pay the politicians, and they use all substandard materials. For example, the cement, the sand, and other whatever materials they use to build the stormwater drain and the roads laid. Now you need advanced technology, which they are not using because they take commission. Huge commission is given.
That is what I am asking, Mr. Rajashekharan. What exactly is stopping them? Saurabh, if you can come in. Because we are actually looking at the pictures there and it's not funny. It's on your right. It's not a picture of the moon. It's not a close-up. Those craters that you can see, those are the actual craters and potholes on the roads in Bengaluru. And this is the kind of situation there, Saurabh, that we are witnessing, that people are also being electrocuted.
See, if you really ask me what exactly stops from anybody to adopt a new technology is the word new itself. It takes a lot of time for people in India to adopt to a new technology when it comes to public amenities. One of the reasons why, when we provide services or, when we have partnered with a lot of citizen groups, volunteering groups, we use cold bitumen, cold asphalt as a solution, which is a very quick fix. It's a permanent solution. And so far, we have fixed more than 20,000 potholes in the last 4 years that we've been existing. And hardly, some of them would have gone off or gone bad. So it's the confidence that we have, and that's the same confidence.
In fact, displaying on our screens right now two set of visuals. One was from the streets of Bengaluru, and the other one was an actual image of a moon. And it looks like craters have been formed on the streets of Bengaluru. That is not helping out. And every year, this similar scene is being witnessed. And as Amita was pointing out, Bengaluru is also once again facing the issue of traffic, but not much has been done even for the roads. Saurabh.
See, traffic issues and potholes are very, very closely related. One of the reasons why, it's very evident why the traffic moves slowly is because of bad roads. One of the things that the Bangalore Metro Rail Corporation has started doing is at least started paving roads adjacent to their work area so that the traffic moves seamlessly. But it needs to be done on a repeated basis. That's what I've been, telling right from the beginning, that it shouldn't be a one-time activity. It should be a repeated activity wherein as soon as even a one, small little, a ball-sized pothole even happens, can we go ahead and fix that? And for that, one needs new technology, advanced technology, and the openness to adopt new technology is very, very important. And that's what we believe will change the infrastructure in our country. It's one-time activity that will change the situation in our country.
And Mr. Rajashekharan, would you also like to come in here? Because the visuals that we are witnessing, it is not just a problem of one city or one state of Bengaluru, but even in Chennai. We saw what had happened during those incessant rainfalls last year, which led to flooding. Much was promised. But again, we are witnessing similar situation. In this case of an SUV falling into a pit, it could have also been fatal.
Yes, I totally agree with you. The contractors who built this stormwater drain should be arrested. How a builder is arrested if a high-raised flats or a multi-story building collapses? Likewise, there is no, nothing to find fault with the contractor if he pays money to the politician. So no accountability is there. So I expect a new law to be enacted by the Government of India to ensure if a contractor...
All right, Mr. Rajashekharan, let's go back to our citizens there, sir, because many of them are calling from the same cities. Let's go across to Subhash right now. I believe, Subhash, you're from Bengaluru. Fix the problem. That is the point that we are raising. Subhash, can you please turn down the volume of your TV, please?
All right, we'll go across to our next caller once again from Bengaluru. That's Azhar Khan. Yes, Azhar, if you can hear me, please share the problems you face on a daily basis.
I believe Anil is with us right now because we are receiving so many calls. We are just trying to take maximum callers as much as possible. But this is a campaign that we are raising because multiple issues that have been reported. Azhar, can you hear me? I believe you're also calling us from Bengaluru.
Yes, मैं बेंगलुरु से कॉल कर रहा हूँ मैडम.
हाँ जी सर, बताइए आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस रहा है सर? आप अगर कहीं बाहर जाते हैं, आपको पहुंचने में कितना वक्त लग जाता है?
मैडम 10 मिनट में पहुंचने के रास्ते में कम से कम आधा घंटे से पौना घंटा लगता है. ये टोटली फेल्यूर बीबीएमपी की वजह से है.
और अजहर, हमें बताइए किस तरह से हम देख रहे हैं एक स्ट्रीट को जिसके जो विजुअल्स है वो मून से हम कंपेयर कर रहे हैं, इतने सारे क्रेटर्स फॉर्म हो चुके हैं, ऐसे स्ट्रेच पे लोग कैसे ट्रैवल करते हैं?
मिनिस्टर लोग, एमपी लोग जहां पर फिरते हैं वो सड़क के 100% सही करवाते हैं। जो दूसरे कॉमन लोग जहां पर फिरते हैं, जहां पर रहते हैं, वहां पर यूजीडी का पानी रोडों पे रहता है, सैनिटरी का पानी रोडों पे रहता है, ठीक से उधर सड़क ठीक नहीं रहती है। ऐसी लोगों को हालत में जीने के लिए छोड़ते हैं। ये जो मिनिस्टर्स रहते हैं, एमपी रहते हैं, उनको सब लग्जरी जिंदगी देते हैं ये लोग। ट्रैफिक, जीरो ट्रैफिक को उनको पास करवाते हैं। जो बच्चों को स्कूल को भेजना चाहते हैं, जो ऑफिस जाना चाहते हैं, वो ट्रैफिक में एक एक आवर खड़कर वो वेट करना पड़ता है।
जी, बस वही बात होती है ना कि जब इलेक्शन का समय आता है तो सारी सड़कें भी ठीक हो जाती है। लेकिन अगर हम बेंगलुरु के पूरे बात करें, सो अजहर, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। विद्या शंकर इज ऑल्सो विद अस फ्रॉम बेंगलुरु। विद्या, इट इज वेरी सिमिलर टू what the moonscape is like in Bengaluru roads, like hardly can find or make out any difference.
Yeah, true. Hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
I'd like to update our viewers from outside Bangalore that BBMP is gone by Babus for the last few years. And they have even postponed and deterred and cancelled a lot of jobs. And then even got the ire of the Chief Justice of High Court because he intervened and gave an order to patch up the roads as soon as possible. So when such a situation exists, do you think they care about public? Never.
Absolutely, because this is the point there. Because if we are talking about, it doesn't just happen once in a year, right, Vidya Shankar ji? This happens all year round, and Bengaluru is rather infamous for its traffic.
It suits them also because every year there is a budget, every year money is spent, or at least on paper, and then every year they come and patch it. It's like putting a band-aid for a heart attack. In fact, one of my friends who deals with BBMP told me, it was sort of a joke, that during one of his meetings, he understood the level of corruption, and he joked that if we could pledge a few of the officials, then we could buy Twitter and Sri Lanka in a day. That's the wealth we have.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Vidya Shankar, for joining us here on Times Now, and thanking all our callers and guests for joining us here on this broadcast. Slipping into a short break, and we'll be back with the latest news on the other side.